What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I got some new news concerning Jeff the Hornet Horn. You know he's the former WBO welterweight champion of the world. He upset Manny Pacquiao for the belt last year. And, a lot of people think that Jeff Horn lost. He had home team advantage, yada, yada, yada. But I'll tell you, Jeff Horn did give Manny Pacquiao a good fight, okay? So, and since he was in his backyard, Manny Pacquiao knew better. I think that was Bob Arum kind of, I'm not going to say throwing Manny to the wolves necessarily, but I think he was trying to get another fighter a chance for stardom, okay? So let's just say that, by setting Manny up, by having him over there in Australia, But, it did well. The fight did well. Jeff Horn did fight his heart out. He went to war with Manny Pacquiao. He was bigger than Manny Pacquiao. And he's stating that he wants the rematch. It was a rematch clause implemented in the contract, but it wasn't exercised. Now, it makes sense because Jeff Horn no longer have the belt. The WBO belongs to Terence Crawford, as Crawford stopped him in 9. They waved it off, okay? But I can see why Jeff Horn now wants to come after Manny Pacquiao. He wants to come off of Manny Pacquiao because he believes he can beat him. He's going to do the same thing he did to Manny Pacquiao. It's just 2 years later. Okay, I think that was in 17, when they fought, not last year. So, you got an older Manny fighting a bigger, younger guy that will give him problems because the type of style, like Jeff Horn said, he's a come-forward fighter. He comes forward, and he throws punches. He's aggressive. And he does have an awkward style. And the type of style that Jeff Horn had, it was difficult for Manny to capitalize on. You know what I mean? Because Manny needs a little space to create his counter punches and combinations. And Jeff Horn really didn't give him that. And he led a lot with the right hand, and that's what you're supposed to do to a southpaw. So the game plan that Jeff Horn had was a good game plan. His camp really did that. With Terence Crawford, he's like the best fighter in the world. So it's hard to fight someone like Terence Crawford because he's going to create distance, from his footwork, okay, and his lateral movements. He can make quick adjustments to give him the space to set up Jeff Horn, like he showed Jeff Horn. Jeff Horn also said about the other welterweights, they don't want to fight me because they claim that Pacquiao really beat me, but on my best night, I think I can beat any of those guys, and he also said he thinks Spence and Crawford are the best fighters in the world, but, Spence don't want none. And now this brings into question, this is a very good question. Jeff Horn, they have talked because you heard Keith Thurman has had a lot to say about Jeff Horn. Jeff Horn is a nobody. He's this and that and the other. And he's also said that about Terence Crawford. But if Keith Thurman felt that he could beat those guys, or he had that to say about those guys, then Keith Thurman needs to fight those guys. And all those guys need to take on Jeff Horn. Someone else besides Terence Crawford has to fight Jeff Horn to see where he's at. I would love to see Jeff Horn and Danny Garcia, me personally, because, both of those guys are coming off a loss. Well, Jeff Horn actually won. He upset Mundine very quickly, and that was a shock. Okay, so he's coming off a win, so his momentum is going up, especially after his first official loss. Because remember, guys, Jeff Horn is only officially lost once. Okay, so he has one loss to his credit. So he's like 21, and I don't know how many knockouts he has, but he is a big welterweight, and he's a tough welterweight too. He took a lot of hard punches, punches he didn't see from Terence Crawford too, and those are the type of punches that Terence can throw that will knock you out, the punches that you don't see coming, and he took a lot of those punches. So the heart category, Jeff Horn's strong, he's tough. I want to see what he can do with those fighters on that side of the street, And I can understand him going after the WBA because Manny has it now. And he's like, I'll give Manny Pacquiao problems. And I agree. I think he will give Manny Pacquiao problems. I don't believe he beat Manny Pacquiao, but I do think that he will give Manny Pacquiao problems, even later in his career. You know, that was a couple years ago, almost a year and a half ago, right? So, I agree with Jeff Horn. Now, those people don't want to fight him because they don't want to fight Jeff now because he has nothing to offer. And even when he did, nobody really wanted to fight him. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he was the top ranked guy, and you know, the network garbage, you know, and all that is brought into play. But there's one thing that Jeff Horn's right about. The welterweight division are a bunch of people that avoid each other in fights. Look at Terence Crawford. Nobody wants to fight him either. So if they don't even want to fight Terence Crawford with a belt, you really think they want to fight Jeff Horn with no belt? You know, what if he upsets one of them? They're going to look like trash. They're going to look real stupid. You know what I mean? If he goes in there and beats up Danny Garcia. Again, that's the fight that I would target it if I'm Horn's camp. Danny Garcia. Offer him some money. Bring him over to Australia. You know what I mean? Offer him $3 or $4 million to fight. You know? That's if he takes it. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't, you know. Again, Al Hammond fighters are funny like that. They're loyal dummies. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Jeff Horn speaking out. Could he beat Manny Pacquiao in a rematch? Is the welterweight division avoiding Jeff Horn? You guys tell me what you think. Please subscribe. You guys been counterpunched. Peace.